Ambassador, thank you very much for your time today. Just to shift gears a little bit, one of the big priorities is our relationship with Israel historically, and back in the last Congress, we overwhelmingly passed into TPA. One of the stated trade objectives of the United States is to push back against the BDS movement, the anti-Israel boycott, divestment, and sanctions movement. This is into a larger context. The former ambassador from Israel to the United States, Michael Oren, wrote an op-ed in which he, a few years ago, he made this point. He said the first wave of anti-Israeli activity was military, and we know how that turned out. The second wave was the terror movement against Israel. But the third wave is, in some ways, more insidious in that it is trying to take away Israel's legitimacy and therefore just simply remove it from the world stage. So one of the tools that you have as the trade ambassador is the capacity to push back against that, particularly as it relates to European governmental actors. Can you just give us a sense of where that stands and how the administration is adopting that, that TPA objective?
Well, right now we're not in negotiations with Europe. So, but we understand that's an objective, and indeed, I would say it's a threshold. It's more than an objective. I think that I shouldn't speak for the administration on matters of foreign policy, but on this one, I think it is so clear. The administration is very strongly agrees with that sentiment. And we think that these boycotts and divestitures are very dangerous. They're not just dangerous for Israel; they're dangerous as a precedent for the whole economic system. So, personally, I'm very sympathetic. I believe the president is very sympathetic, and that will be a very important objective when we get to the point that we're talking to Israel. That we're talking to Europe about TTIP or other agreements.
Very good. Thank you. I yield back.